Hello, my name is Julie, and this is KS Mom Crochets, and today is Crochet Podcast number 108. So I don't have a ton to show you guys, but I thought that I would get on here and make a video anyway. So the first thing that I have to share with you guys is my progress on my Burststones Cowl that I'm participating in, and this is hosted by Litsa over at Coco's Crochet and Rose from Rose Likes Crochet. And it is their hashtag Burststones Cowl 2025. And each month you're supposed to use the color of the birthstone for that month. And this month's birthstone for June was Moonstone. And so I am doing a blanket. So I'm putting 6 rows in my blanket every month. And it is out of this booklet by Lose Your Arts, Absolutely Gorgeous Sentimental Shells by Kimbrough. And I'm doing number 2, which is called Lacy Shells. And that's it right there. I feel like this is a repeat from my last podcast. But anyway, for Moonstone, I thought that I would do yellow. I know Moonstone is not really based on the moon, but it reminds me of the moon, and I thought that would be a good way to remember what this month's color was representing. And so I used this pale yellow, which is I love this yarn in the color Buttercup, and I'm using a 6mm hook, and I think that it's turning out really pretty. I think that it really lightens up the darker green here that I used last time, and I'm really loving how it's turning out. This blanket is so much fun to work on, even though it's getting really hot here, and yeah, it's getting really warm. So I'm glad that I only have to do a few rows each month. So that is my Birthstone Cowl project progress, and the next thing that I made, I actually do not have anymore. So I will insert a clip right here of me sharing that project with you all. So this is my past self, and I wanted to record this clip because this particular project I'm giving away, and I'm going to have my husband take it to that little girl that I made the purse for that I showed in last podcast. And she had some requests for me the last time that he's seen her, and some of them I probably won't do. Like, she wanted a backpack, I think, and I don't know if I'll make that. But she did ask for a rainbow unicorn, and I said yes, I can totally do that. So I pulled out my books and I looked through them because I've got several different unicorn patterns in my books. And I found 2 that I was thinking about making, and I had my husband choose which one that he thought that I should do, and he chose the one out of this book, which is Crochet Creatures of Myth and Legend by Megan Lapp, or Crafty Intentions on Etsy. And I really like this book a lot. I don't use it as much as I probably could. I've made something else out of this before, and I can't remember what I made. I forgot. I can't remember it. I know that I used some of the pieces like on this unicorn, but I just, for the life of me, I can't remember which one I made. I got a little confused on the main part, and I think that it might have just been me because I don't remember having problems with it before, but I could be remembering wrong. On the horn here, she has a lot of back loops that you do, and I just didn't even do that. I just did it regular, and it worked out fine. That's what I decided to make my husband's friend's daughter, was this little unicorn. Now, I did use a DK weight, and so it did turn out really small. Honestly, her pieces for these patterns are pretty fiddly. There's a lot of stitches, like different stitches that I'm not really used to doing too, and so I don't think that I will make many of these out of a 3 weight. I think this is more, and in the book she does use a worsted weight yarn, and I do feel like that even though they're super cute in DK weight, I think that I could have crocheted this a lot faster if I had done it in a 4-way yarn. But I do think it turned out really, really, really cute. I used Big Twist Menagerie yarn. I had this idea in my head because when she said rainbow unicorn, I was like, I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna make its whole body rainbow. She probably just meant like the hair, you know, like the mane and the tail. But yeah, she is 8. I think I said she was like 5 or 6, but I'm horrible with ages. But she's like 8. But I think it looks rainbow enough. Caitlin said, you're missing some colors of the rainbow, Mom. And I was like, it's all right. It's rainbow enough. But like I said, I like the way that she does the legs on the side of the body like that. I think that they turn out really cute. And it's neat how that she does that. Like you start with 2 pieces, but then you end up with 1. So she has some really neat techniques in her books. And I did use these big glitter safety eyes, and I gave her pink eyes because I know that this little girl's favorite color is pink. So I tried to, you know, show up some pink on the mane too, because this is, like I said, this is Big Twist Menagerie. The body is called Rosy Maple Moth, and the mane and the tail is done in flamingo, in that same yarn. And then I also used that yarn for the hooves. I probably should have color controlled and done them all pink, but I don't think it looks bad. I actually like how that yellow's on the face like that. And then for this little horn here, I just used a Bonbon Ice yarn in a DK, in the color Straw for the horn. And like I said, I didn't do back loops only on that horn, and I don't think that it made much difference. It's just such a small piece. I just didn't see the point in doing that. I think that's all that I have to say about this. I think that it's really super cute. I think she's going to love it. It's definitely pocket sized or purse sized. So she'll be able to stick this in her purse and take it wherever she goes. I can't remember. There was something else that she wanted to. I'm sure I told my husband, I was like, let's wait a little bit to give it to her, because I got it done. I think it took me like 2 days to make this, but like it wasn't consecutively working on it, you know, like I took a long break from it. But I told my husband, I was like, let's wait a couple days because she's going to think my turnaround rate's too fast. And I'm sure, because he's like, I'm sure when I give her that, she's going to have a whole list of things that she wants you to make her. But like I told him, it's fun to have a little girl to make things for. I've got a niece that's young still, and a nephew that is young, but I don't get to see them as much as I wish I did. So yeah, this will make her happy. So anyway, I hope you enjoy seeing my little unicorn. And yeah, so back to my future self. I actually did see the little girl that I made that for, and she really wants a rainbow backpack. So we'll see if I get around to doing that. If anybody has any suggestions for something that's like simple that I could do for that. I've never made a backpack before, so I don't know. I don't even know how I would go about doing that. So I'm open to suggestions for that. Like I said in last podcast, I really don't like making bags. So I don't know if I'm going to make it for sure or not, but I would like to kind of like look around and see what patterns are out there. So that was that. And now the last thing that I want to share with you all is my Katie the Koala that I made, and this is a pattern by Cassandra over at Craftably Ever After. This was in the Crochet Now magazine issue 122, and I have a digital subscription to this magazine since I live in the US, and this is a UK magazine. And I get my digital subscription from Pocket Mags. I will have the link to this individual magazine in the description box just so that you can see, see and look into it. But the digital subscription for the year really isn't that bad. And I love getting this magazine every month. I would rather have the physical copies of it, but just being able to have the digital is better than nothing at all. And so I was really excited to do this one because, my daughter's name is Caitlin, and I wanted to do it. So here is my Katie the Koala. Now in Cassandra's pattern, she does have a flamingo floaty that is on her, but I didn't do that. And I did change her ears a little bit because usually when I make a koala, because I have made a couple in the past, at least one, maybe two, I always put fur on their ears. So I thought that I would incorporate some fur yarn. And so I'm getting ahead of myself. So I used a 3mm hook on this, and I used all DK weight yarn except for obviously that. And I used a lot of different brands of yarn because I don't see a problem in mixing the same weights as long as they are, pretty much the same size. I was going to say I don't really mix materials, like acrylic with cotton, but I have done that before and it's not too bad, honestly. So I really can't say that. But anyway, so for the body, the gray here is called Fog Gray, and it is a Premier Basics DK. And then I used a yarn that I got from Mary Maxim. It's called Knit and Purl Accent Brights. It was like a pack of yarn, and I'm just calling it teal, which is this color because that's what it looks like. And then I used a Big Twist Menagerie yarn in the color Dark Frog. And I did stripe the shirt, even though you can't really see the stripes really well because this yarn is so close to a color that's in the Dark Frog yarn. And then I used some black DK yarn. I think it was Bonbon Ots yarn. And then for this fur, it is called Yarn Bee Snuggle Up in the color white. And I did the pattern exactly as Cassandra's was written. The only thing that I did different is I only did 2 rounds of the inner ear because this ear is separate from this part of the ear. And I only did 2 rounds because this yarn was, it's a fur yarn, so it would have been too big if I had done exactly what that she did. But I think she turned out super cute. I think on Cassandra's, she also gave her eyebrows and like a cheeky little smile, but I just left that out. I think that it's cute. It's really cute. And this would be easy to adjust this skirt ruffle to make it longer to where it looked like it was more of a skirt. And then you could also make it look like it had a shirt. So instead of changing to the gray here, you could just keep going with a different color and it would look like a shirt and pants if you didn't want her to be like a beach type one. I think it turned out super cute. I love her so much. I really enjoyed making this too. And she worked up pretty fast, I think, because her legs and her body's all one piece in her head. So yeah, I really like her. I think she turned out super cute. I do have one more thing to share with you guys, and it's not really crochet related, but it kind of is. But if you have, you may have already heard if you watch Cassandra over at Craftably Ever After. If you watch her videos, she did share this in one of her videos. Several people have shared it, and I'm really, really thankful for that because it really brightens my day and Caitlin's day because I show her, like when people talk about it on their videos, and she gets really excited about it. But my daughter Caitlin, she really loves to draw. Well, both my daughters do. And Caitlin had made Cassandra a drawing of Sunny the sorbet bear a long time ago. I think it was like last year or something. And me and Caitlin were just talking, and she was like, hey, I should draw more of her patterns, and you should send them to her, or something like that. And so that's what she did. And so Cassandra actually took Caitlin's original drawings and turned them into a coloring book, which I thought was so fun. And I loved it. I love it so much, and I can't thank Cassandra enough for doing that. Now, I did print it off, and here is, so Cassandra actually colored this page and used it as like a cover page for the coloring book, and she does have this available on her blog for free if you want to go and download it. It's a PDF download, and she does have all of the pictures, and there's actually one that I think she's going to add it, that Caitlin just did. And so these are all drawings based on Cassandra's patterns. Some of these are available in her Etsy shop, and then some of them, like this one, hasn't been released yet. I'm not sure when she will release it. And then some of them are from the Crochet Now magazines. And so Caitlin, I think Caitlin did such a good job. And this one right here, I think is one of my favorites. I just love this cat right here. I think she looks so sassy. I love it so much. I was so happy when Caitlin showed her drawings to me. And I did color Phoebe the Fox. I did share this over on Instagram. I'm not really active on Instagram, but I do get on there every now and then and look to see what people have been up to. And then this is the newest one that Caitlin drawed. And I just printed mine off on printer paper, just regular copy paper, and it works out fine to color with colored pencils. But Caitlin did make this one, and this one is Katie the Koala. So, it's not a very good representation because I didn't do it exactly like Cassandra's pattern. But, I think she does such a good job. I'm so proud of her. I tell her all the time that I want her to make an actual coloring book. I've been telling her that for a long time. I don't know if she ever will, but, her just doing this for Cassandra and everybody having access to it, I think is so fun. And these are Caitlin's originals, just in case you would like to see what they looked like. And then, like I said, Cassandra took these and she, prettied them up and put names and stuff on them, which I probably could figure it out, but I don't really know how to do all that. So that was really, really nice of her. And so I actually used this coloring page right here of Katie the Koala, and I used it for inspiration on how to do the colors for her outfit. Now, Caitlin didn't do it exactly like the picture, but you can kind of still play around with your color scheme. And whenever she does release the fox pattern, I'm not sure if it's going to be in a magazine or if it's going to be released on her Etsy. I'm not really sure. But if she does release this pattern, I think these are the colors that I'm going to go for. So, yeah. I think that's really fun. And I will have Cassandra's blog linked below so that you can go and download that coloring book if you enjoy coloring. I know I've been dabbling in it quite a bit here lately. I kind of got away from it for a little while, but that's just one of those things that I feel like you always could go back to and do because it's so relaxing to color. And it's definitely one of my, I have like four hobbies, and that's one of them, coloring, crochet, video games, and reading. That's about it. That's about it for me. That's all that I have for you. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me for a little while, and if you do happen to color one of Caitlin's pictures that she drew, I would love to see, and I know that Caitlin would really enjoy it as well. So definitely shoot me an email if you would like. My email is always in the description box of every video. So, yeah, that's all that I got. So until next time, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye. Here's Millie. You all haven't seen her in a while. Just to interrupt my, talking about my project. But she just ran in here. She's getting big, ain't she? She digs a lot out in the yard, and so she's got these white spots on her nose. And we're really hoping that they go away, but I don't know. I don't know if she scarred her nose or if it'll go away after time. But yeah, she's really cute, ain't she? She's getting big. Maybe she'll go find Lucy.